9-mile circuit. That is over 300 miles. The weather is windy, it is wet, the conditions are absolutely appalling, and the circuit is practically awash. But before the rolling start, they line up behind the pace car for the parade lap. And the grid looks like a Ford benefit, because in pole position in his Ford Sierra RS 500, it's Steve Soper. There he is on the left, the man who won in 1983. And he's got a lap speed of 111.5 miles an hour for his pole position. And that's how quick these touring cars are. Second on the grid, it's the British multiple champion Andy Rouse. Third, the multiple Le Mans winner Klaus Ludwig, the German. In fourth position, Englishman Peter Hall. Fifth, another German, Joachim Winkelhock. They're all in Fords. And the first non-Ford is Johnny Cicotto's BMW M3. They're all, of course, on wet weather tyres. It almost goes without saying. And as usual, they weave about on the grid to try desperately to get some heat and some stickiness into the tyres. Now watch the pace car, the white one in front. When they've come round the right-hander, he will peel off, and then the race will be on. With Soper with the star on his bonnet in pole position, Andy Rouse alongside him, Ludwig behind Soper. It's a good clean start. Soper was ahead, but Ludwig's got a flyer. Klaus Ludwig in the Eggenberger Ford is going through on the inside on the left at Copse. So it's Ludwig number 7 leading Soper 6, the two works cars in front. Andy Rouse in third position. Emanuele Pirro is in fourth place. Round Copse, up towards the left-hander at Maggots. And just look at that flying spray. It's all right if you're in front, but it's terrible if you're behind. Beckett's the right-hander, which leads into Chapel, and Chapel leads into the long drag down the Hanger Straight, the fastest part of the course, down to Stowe Corner. And it's still Ludwig leading, Soper second, Rouse third, Emanuele Pirro in fourth position, and here they come. And you can see that Andy Rouse has got his headlights on. There are the two works cars going into the right-hander at Stowe. And there's Winkelhock going through the right-hander. They stream through, and off has gone Brancatelli. Gianfranco Brancatelli, who won in 1984, out of the race already, and Ludwig goes into the escape road. And it's Soper leading. So, a change of leader already, and it's Steve Soper at the end of the first lap. And Klaus Ludwig has rejoined in second place ahead of Pirro. Then it's Andy Rouse. There he is in fourth position. Oberdorfer in the Mercedes is in fifth place. And at Copse, it's Soper. Here's Ludwig second, Pirro third, Rouse fourth. There's Oberdorfer in fifth position. Well, the race is very well and truly on, and out of it goes Wyn Percy. Fourth on the grid, and he is out of the race already. What cruel, cruel luck. But now, look at the lead that Steve Soper's got as he comes down the Hanger Straight, followed by Ludwig. So it's Ford leading, Ford second. There's Andy Rouse in third position in another Ford. There's Pirro in the 2.3 litre non-turbo BMW. He's obviously leading Class 2. And Copse Corner. Steve Soper desperately wants to win this race in front of his home crowd. And there's a development. Klaus Ludwig going into the pits, the man who was in second position. So now here is Andy Rouse in second place, number 8. Emanuele Pirro is in third position. Soper leads, Rouse second, Pirro third. So, 4 times British champion, Rouse is in second place, and there's the Ludwig car in the pits. And it's obviously an engine problem. Well, can Andy Rouse catch Steve Soper? There's the leader. He's already catching somebody who's in trouble in the Volvo. He now approaches the new Woodcote corner as he comes round the fast left-hander at Abbey. And Rouse is going Rouse is going incredibly slowly there. Rouse is in trouble. Well, what a race. Ludwig into the pits. And now Rouse looks as though he's out of it. He's pulling off. Well, I don't know what the problem is, but for sure, Andy Rouse is out of the Tourist Trophy and Steve Soper is leading the race on his own. But now it's Pirot in second place, Winkelhock is in third position, Andy Rouse looking under the car, and I suspect that that's some sort of a transmission failure as he sadly walks away. And there is Pirot. He was supposed to be at the Italian Grand Prix today, but he didn't get his entry accepted, so he is here at Silverstone. Pirot in second position then, in the BMW M3. And number 72 is the man from Nottingham, Frank Sintner, who is paired with Radio 1's Mike Smith in the M3, 15th position. And already Steve Soper there, number 6, is lapping tail enders. In fact, he's coming up behind the Corolla of Tiffany Dell, going through on the inside at Cox. And my goodness, that's a very close thing, as Steve Soper, driving superbly and the car going magnificently, is leading the race. And here is some of the very sophisticated equipment here at Silverstone. That is the Schnitzer Works computer and timer, which tells them exactly what's happening. Pirot is second. Number 4 is Joachim Winkelhock in third position in the RS Ford, and he is catching Pirot. There's the computer at work, and you can see where the two Schnitzer cars are. Pirot second. And look at the race developing, because now in the white car on the left, that is Joachim Winkelhock in third position. He is right up with Emanuele Pirot, the Italian in the BMW, and Winkelhock with superior power and more than enough ability to handle it, must soon take Pirot, and here he comes, down to Copse. Winkelhock through on the inside, up into second position. So the race order now is Soper leading, Winkelhock there, number 4 in second place, Pirot is third, Griard in a BMW is fourth, Calderari is fifth, and Oberdorfer in the Mercedes in sixth place has already been lapped. And you can see not a dry line emerging, but you can see a slightly drier line emerging as Soper, in a commanding lead, has lapped everybody up into fifth position. And there's Griard in the car at the back. He's about to lap the one in front of him, the BMW in front of him. Griard in fourth position. And this is the distinctive Mercedes 190E 2.3 litre car. It's very much under-financed. It's going superbly, and Peter Oberdorfer is in sixth place. Soggy pits and Pirot in. Pirot, third position. And that means to say that Winkelhock there, in the Ford RS Cosworth, really sliding it, is up into second position, and off goes Ostrijk. Ostrijk in the BMW M3 was in seventh place. Look at him spinning his wheels. And good heavens, that's Soper stopping. Steve Soper, the man who was leading the race, is limping into the pits. So there's going to be another new leader. Is Soper out of the race altogether, or can he get whatever the problem is fixed? It's Winkelhock there with his windscreen wiper flailing. Joachim Winkelhock leads the Tourist Trophy, car number 4. A race of changes all the way, and second now is Enzo Calderari, number 48 in the M3 BMW 2.3 litre car, and this is a real surprise. Just look at the conditions and imagine driving at racing speeds. Well, in third position is number 43, Griard, and there is Pirot in fourth place. Remember, he went into the pits and came out again. He is now in fourth position. and the BMWs are going magnificently. Beckett's, and with his lights blazing, it is race leader Joachim Winkelhock. He has lapped Obendorfer in the Mercedes, car number 57 behind him. He's going steadily round the left-hander, and Winkelhock loses it. The leader spins at Abbey. And there is a very plus point of Silverstone. Bags of runoff space. It's slippery on the grass, but Winkelhock has not touched anything. He had a colossal lead, and incredibly he is regaining the circuit without losing his lead. So Winkelhock leads, Calderari is second, Sala is in third place in the BMW, Pirro is in fourth place, Oberdorfer is still fifth, and Giorgio Francia in an Alfa Romeo is in sixth position. Well, that was a lucky thing for Winkelhock. Very lucky. Anywhere else and he would have clobbered the Armco and been out of the race. And that is Frank Sittner in his BMW M3. He is in 14th position, heading for the pits, because now we're going to see a driver change, and there is Mike Smith. Radio 1's Mike Smith ready to take over and start the most important race of his life, the first World Championship touring car race he's driven in, as Frank Sittner goes off the racing part of the circuit into the pit lane. Mike Smith dodges out to make sure that Sittner's heading for it. There he is. And see that hanging tennis ball? Now Sittner will come straight up to that, touch it with his windscreen, and he will be in exactly the right place to stop. Out come the pneumatic impact wrenches. Out gets Sittner, in gets Smith. And of course they're different statures, so there'll be a bit of seat adjustment. They've got plenty of time to do it, because it takes quite a long time to get the fuel in by gravity. Meantime, the wheels and tyres are being changed. Sittner walks away. His stint has been completed. He will be out again. Each driver has... And they've trapped the tennis ball. What are they going to do about that? Open the door, get it out, shut the door again. Start the car. And Mike Smith blasts out of the pits. Sittner came in 14th. Mike Smith leaves in 16th position. He's only lost 2 places. That's terrific. And still up front, it is Joachim Winkelhock in the lead, as Mike Smith, taking it nice and steady on his first racing lap, builds up to racing speed. There is Winkelhock. Down to Copse. This is the race leader, the brother of the late Manfred Winkelhock, the Grand Prix driver. And look at this scrap for second position between the Spaniard Luis Sala, number 43, and Enzo Calderari, number 48, both of them in BMW M3s, because the superior power of the Fords is not all that much use to them today. That is Jeff Allam, the British driver, who won last year, and he's waiting for Winkelhock to come in and change over. Race leader in. Jeff Allam gets in. Now there's a difference in stature between these two drivers, and Winkelhock is on the ground to help Jeff adjust the driving seat position, do up his safety belts, absolutely vital, while the impact wrenches are clattering away. On the left, there's the man with the pneumatic hose, which is holding up the car through its jacking system. And Jeff Allam is ready to go, but Winkelhock, look at his stamina. After all that driving, he's still got strength to help lift the back of the car, because obviously the jacking system isn't working properly. Now it's ready to go. On comes the red light. Off goes the red light, the engine is firing, and Jeff Allam is away for his first touring car race in a turbo car, and he rejoins the race in 4th position behind Sala, Calderari and Pirro. 3 BMWs ahead. And now Jeff Allen, like Mike Smith, will build up to racing speed comparatively gently. Feeling out the circuit, finding out where the wet, slippery spots are, getting the feel of the car. And there is race leader Olivier Grouillard, the Frenchman, the Formula 3000 single-seater driver. So it's Grouillard leading, and there is Pirot taking Jens Winther, the Danish driver, and lapping him in the process. Pirot, there's Winther behind him. And on the inside, Jeff Allen in 4th position, having made his pit stop, is going to go through now and take Mike Smith in the BMW M3. He is in 11th place. And he's done it, he's through. Winkelhock moves up ahead of Smith. He's got a clear track in front of him. And he is really flying. Look at the way he slides the car coming out of the corner. So now Grouillard was leading, but he has handed over to Sala, and the new leader, Calderari, is coming into the pits to hand over to Fabio Mancini. This is the new leader then, the Italian Calderari in a BMW M3, number 48. Italian driving in, another Italian waiting to take over from him, Fabio Mancini. Down the pit lane, got to get it absolutely right for stopping, and he's done it. There's Mancini into the car, settling himself in. So now, here is another new leader, and it's Emanuele Pirot. Pirot in the BMW is leading. Jeff Allen, thanks to those pit stops, is now up into 2nd place in the Ford RS Cosworth. And that is Franz Klammer, waiting for Peter Obendorfer to come in the Mercedes, and Obendorfer is in a magnificent 3rd position, and this is something that nobody would have forecast. Takes the right-hander, cuts across the circuit, into the pit lane, and Franz Klammer about to get involved with a very different kind of racing. The great ski champion will be taking over the Mercedes as Obendorfer comes down the pit lane, judges it to a nicety. Here it is, Peter, says Franz, right here. And the drivers are drilled, of course, to get out of the seat properly, release the safety belts, get in again. Obendorfer into the car. And now Sala, number 43, is in 3rd position in the car that Olivier Grouillard was driving, as Franz Klammer leaves the pits in 5th position. Race order, Pirot leading, Allen 2nd, Sala 3rd, and now Mancini in 4th place and Klammer there in 5th position. Look then for the race leader, that very amiable Italian, Emanuele Pirot, number 46. There he is. Well, this will be a magnificent victory if BMW win it, but there's a long way to go. Woodcote, Franz Klammer on the right in 5th position, then an Alfa Romeo, and at the back is Jeff Allen. He is in 2nd place, and this is a magnificent performance by the Englishman. It's his first race in a turbo saloon. He won in a Rover Vitesse last year, but the Ford is a very different motor car. Allen on his way then. Ex-Grand Prix driver Jacques Lafitte, 176 Grand Prix to his credit, out of the Alfa Romeo, Barilla in 9th position, race leader Pirot. And he's going to hand over to Roberto Ravaglia, the Italian. And once again, the well-drilled motions. Bit of trouble with the left rear, I think. That's a vapour overflow bottle at the back. Ravaglia in. Now, Pirro came in the lead, Ravaglia is left in second place, and this is the new race leader. Jeff Allen, in his first race in the turbocharged Ford RS Cosworth, is leading the Tourist Trophy. Mike Smith into the pits, 8th position. And he's going to be replaced by the man in the red and white overalls. That's Marc Douay, the Belgian, who drives in rallycross, who drives in rallies, and is an excellent saloon car racing. Out he goes. Yes, Mike Smith stretching his muscles. Off comes the helmet. And out goes Marc Douay. As a very relieved Mike Smith goes away to take a bit of rest. And now there is another scrap for second position. Ravaglia, number 46, and Luis Sala, the Spaniard, numbers 46 and 43. There they are. So, Jeff Allen leading. Here are the second and third BMWs. And Sala has come out of the corner much quicker than Ravaglia. He's going to go through on the inside and Copse and take second position. He's done it. Number 43, Luis Sala, moves up into second position in his BMW, ahead of Ravaglia. And we are not so very far away from the end of this 105 lap race at the moment. This is lap 86. And Jeff Allen coming into the pits totally unexpectedly. This is not a scheduled stop. Race leader, Jeff Allen. What's the problem? It must be a problem for him to come in. There was no other reason for him to do so. And so we've got a new leader. It's Sala, number 43. Jeff Allen has lost the lead. The BMWs are back in the front, and there is the frustrated but very patient Jeff sitting there. It's an engine problem. Don't know what. And that's Eddie Van Esch in the Toyota Corolla, dragging part of it along with him, and now he's driving very sensibly. Look, he's keeping to the left of the track, he's keeping off the racing line, he's got his winkers going to show that he's keeping there, and that means to say that everybody can get past him safely. And the conditions are now truly dreadful, with approximately 10 laps to go. And in the lead, number 43, Luis Sala, and behind him is Super. Super has rejoined. He's just done a fastest lap at 98.9 miles an hour. He is in 15th place, but he's really flying. And that's Mancini in second position. And just behind Mancini, a few seconds behind him, is Ravaglia. There's the battle now for second position. What a terrific race, but what a tragedy about the weather. BMW then leads, BMW second, BMW third. Here is Sala, the race leader. He's got very little distance to go now. In fact, Sala in the lead has only got 1 lap to go. He's not home and dry, but he's going to be home and wet in the closing stages of the RAC Tourist Trophy. Well, he's driven an excellent race, pacing himself home to victory. He's not, he's spinning! Yeah, amazing! In the last lap but 1, Sala is spinning out of the lead at Stowe Corner. He will be absolutely furious. And now on the last lap, it's Mancini, number 48, in the lead by 3 seconds from Ravaglia after 3 foul hours at Silverstone. What an incredible finish to this race. There they are, the first and second. You can see the distance between them. Well, they're going to go past the stationary Sala in a minute. Bitter gall for... There he is. A very embarrassed man, no doubt. But meantime, at Woodcote, the Fabio Mancini Enzo Calderari car wins the Istel RAC TT in their BMW M3 2.3 litre car. It's a BMW in second position, Emanuele Pirro and Roberto Ravaglia. And in third position, Giorgio Francia and Jean-Louis Schlesser in an Alfa Romeo.
And there's confirmation of the RAC Tourist Trophy. Mancini and Calderari leading there. BMW the first 2 places, and good performance at Mike Klammer in the Mercedes in 4th place.
Out the pit lane now. This car's